Blair went from being a teenage gang member to a mega successful businessman worth millions.
He details his incredible story in the bestseller, Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain, which he wrote with Don Yeager.
And Blair joins us on the couch this morning. Thank you so much for being here. So now your story is just, it almost sounds too good to be true. Was there a specific time in your life where kind of the light bulb came on and you said to yourself, I have to change?
Well, yeah. I mean, for one, there's a lot of, all kids are at-risk kids these days. So there's a lot of kids in all kinds of socioeconomic statuses that get lost. So that said, I was one of them, and it was a result of losing my father at 13 years old. The thing that changed me was I got a mentor in my life. And once I did, you know, I saw another way. In fact, the streets that I lived on, we were entrepreneurs. We were just illegal entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, well, that's a good way of putting it. Okay, I like the spin there.
Yeah, we were. I mean, entrepreneurship exists more in poverty than it does in the middle class, that's for sure.
Well, you look at people like Jay-Z and Diddy, who also have turned that into a huge success, so I can see where the correlation is there.
I quote Jay-Z a lot in my book. He's a big hero.
Well, let's talk about the parallels, because there are a lot between your life as a gang member and your life as a successful entrepreneur. So talk about how those two have almost kind of, you know, like you said, paralleled each other.
I mean, it's all running a business. Just one has higher risk, and you know, and so running in a gang or being in, you know, in the neighborhood I lived in had high risk and not very much of a high reward. So it's really very similar. And in fact, you know, in my book, I profile the differences between, you know, being in poverty and running entrepreneurship and then the wealthy. There's not much of a difference in the way they hustle, the work ethic, you know, the type of tenacity, ambition it takes to be successful. You know, if you have it in poverty, you could have it in the wealthy class as well.
You've already mentioned it, and you talk about this in your book, too, about mentoring and how lucky and blessed you were to have a good mentor. How do we, kind of a two-part question, how do we find people who can help us, and then how do we reach out to help others?
Well, one of the things I'm really passionate about is single mothers, because I was raised by a single mother and she found me a mentor. You know, it's really, you gotta put your child in front of as many people as you possibly can until one of them gels. And you can do it through a book. In this day and age with social media, you can find people more so than ever. You can track people online. So I would just encourage people to, you know, get their kids to follow others. And on the business side, you know, add value, offer to work for free, offer to apprentice, offer to do whatever you can to get that person's apprenticeship, you know.
I think a lot of kids need that motivation, though, you know, and I think that's where we're finding there's a struggle. But now let's talk about, in the book, you say that there are a lot of things that you learned in a gang that wound up helping you in business. So give us some of those comparisons.
You know, just when people try to take something from me, so like I use the analogy, no one steals my milk. When I was in juvenile hall, the first day they try to steal your milk, and I realize in business, people just try to steal your milk. So people try to bully you in business. Just
like don't move my cheese.
You know, there's a lot of similar analogies, but it's about your own personal belief system that you're not going to be taken advantage of.
Reinvention, a huge part of your life, really. You've kind of become, that's like your best skill now. You reinvented yourself as a kid. You've done it now in business. How did you learn the skills to be able to do that and be successful at it?
You know, I think everybody needs to reinvent themselves all the time, and that's, you know, it's part of the key to being successful. My first reinvention was I was going to take my skeletons out of the closet and put them in the bookstore, right? And that's what I did. So, you know, now I'm an author, and, you know, I had to learn everything I could about the subject. You know, I had to, you know, learn from Don Yeager, my co-author, and so now I'm an author. So people can reinvent themselves. They just have to, you know, get themselves educated and learn on the subject that they want to do.
And he looks like he's 22, too.
No,
really drives me crazy. Look at this hot mess over here. So, you know,
hot mess. That's the first time I've ever been called a hot mess.
No, he's calling himself. Oh, well, yes.
No,
I was trying to save you.
So
Thank you.
You opened the book.
I fell right into that trap. Go ahead.
Welcome to the couch. You opened the book with an update and about your mom and about your son.
Yeah, well, you know, there's really three updates. One, the company I started 8 years ago
just
hit $1 billion in cumulative revenue, which is a cool thing. You know, all the teachers that I grew up with never thought I'd ever count to $1 billion. Number two, my son, who had autism, has made great progress. And number three, my mom, who has been in a hospital for 727 days, got released yesterday after falling down a flight of stairs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we took her home, and yeah, so it's 2 years almost to the date. And it's been, you know, quite a journey. And during that time, you know, my company went from, you know, having been a small company to last year we did $600 million at Visalus in sales.
Ryan, I had to stop you real quick because we haven't talked about what specifically your business is. We've alluded to it, but what is your business?
Visalus has the Body by Vi 90-day challenge. You guys have probably heard about it. It's a challenge sweeping the nation and helping people fight obesity and get fit and so forth.
Nice.
And before we get out of here, your best piece of advice?
Find a mentor, whatever it is. Whatever you want to do, find a mentor.
Great.
And all the proceeds from my book go to charity. So
wonderful.
That's how you became a hot mess.
what's that?
The body system.
Body by Vi,
Well, thank you for being here with us. The latest edition of Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain is out now on paperback. Ryan Blair, thank you for being here.
Thank
Great
you.
stuff.